Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a little Raw review. Overall, I think it was a good enough show there, I guess. Wasn't bad. Couple of cheap moments there, but overall, I think it was okay. It started off with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Rollins was trying to patch things up between the two. They were arguing, stuff like this there. Rollins apologized. He wanted Ambrose to hit him with a chair to get his revenge for the past. It looked like they were about to patch things up or something. And then the Miz Taraj showed up. They had chairs. Miz was talking shit there, and they pretty much just beat the tar out of Ambrose and Rollins with chair shots and shit like this. Miz hit his finisher on the chair with Seth Rollins' face crashing down on the chair there. He was walking away, and then he nailed Ambrose with a big shot. Paklow! I think the segment was pretty good there, and next week they're gonna have a handicap match 2-on-3, so looks like it's the beginning of the Shield reunion. We'll see where it goes, people there. First match, Bayley defeated Alexa Bliss because of, you know, she was distracted by Sasha Banks and Nia Jax. Alexa Bliss keeps losing recently, but she's gonna get the W when it matters. They're probably the next title match she's gonna win there. Sasha and Bayley were arguing backstage about who should fight for the belt. They're gonna have a #1 contenders match next week. Clearly, Sasha Banks should be fighting for the belt because of the match they had at the pay-per-view. It was a good match. It ended in count-out. You know, they should have a second match, obviously, between Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. Bayley needs to fuck off from the title picture for a little bit there. I mean, the fuck out of here there. Second match, Gallagher and Mustafa Ali defeated Drew Gulak and Brian Kendrick. Apparently there's a 205 Live feud happening between Kendrick and Gallagher, but since nobody fucking watches 205 Live there, nobody really gives a fuck about this, you know what I'm saying? They should have the storylines on Raw. That way we know what the hell's going on there. You know, because it just comes off like a bunch of cold matches. It's tiny guys. They have a 3-minute match. You don't know what's going on. You don't really give a shit. You know what I'm saying? So this was a bit in the cheap there. A little bit in the fag area there, you know what I'm saying? And then Enzo came out to cut a promo. He was talking shit about Big Cass. Cass shows up to beat him up, but it was a setup there. Big Show comes out. They start brawling, but this time Big Cass got the upper hand and pretty much beat the shit out of Big Show. Cass tried to help him. He got the boot to the face again or whatever, and Big Cass just walked away. And Big Show had some blood all over his face right here. Big blood on his nose and shit. It's a big fucking blood fest, ladies and gentlemen. The blood all over the place there. It's hardcore, ladies and gentlemen. Third match, Finn Balor defeated Elias Samson by DQ. because Samson smashed him with his guitar there. It wasn't a headshot, it was more in this area there, but it still looked like a violent shot with the guitar. And then Bray Wyatt appeared on the Titantron. He was talking shit to Finn Balor. That should make for a good match, Balor against Bray Wyatt. And this whole segment, the match, the promo, I think it was, you know, good enough and stuff. Fourth match, Daivari defeated Tozawa because Titus O'Neil threw in the towel. Tozawa had a sore shoulder in this match or something. Titus O'Neil threw in the towel, and again, they're going to have a match at 205 Live. They should just have the match next week on Raw. You know what I'm saying? People don't have time for this. 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, then you gotta go fucking watch 205 Live after SmackDown. You know, people fucking, they have lives, they gotta work the next day. They should have just got rid of 205 Live and kept Talking Smack. People enjoyed Talking Smack. That's how The Miz revived his career, with his promo on Talking Smack. That was way more effective than 205 Live. Oh, people stopped watching it, yes, because they gotta wait till fucking 11 something because they gotta watch an hour of boring ass cruiserweights before they get to see the fucking Talking Smack show. They should have just got 205 Live the fuck out of there and kept Talking Smack. Maybe they could have put 205 Live on a Saturday night, or, you know, on Friday night, something like this, a bit like NXT, give it its own day, you know what I mean? That way you're not just fucking watching so much wrestling that you feel like throwing up, you know what I mean? They could have just done that. Put 205 Live on Friday afternoon, or like Saturday afternoon, I mean, something like this there. But just the way they have it placed, SmackDown 205 Live, it killed the momentum of Talking Smack, which is a sad thing because that was actually a fun little show to watch there. So yeah, that was a bit in the cheap as well. Not a terrible match, but it's like, who gives a fuck there? And then we had Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan, ladies and gentlemen. So I made a video about this yesterday. You know, I went to bed laughing about this. I woke up, I was laughing for a long time there. You know, and because I mentioned yesterday, oh, Kurt Angle has a black son, and I was laughing about this. I had a few people, oh, you're a racist, or whatever. Some tryhards. It has nothing to do with being racist. It's not like I'm against white people having black children. You know, if it was his real son, of course I wouldn't laugh about it. But I mean, it's a storyline, you know, you expect the stories to make a bit of sense there. Oh, it's Kurt Angle has a long lost son, he comes out and it's a fucking 7-foot tall black guy. I mean, of course I'm gonna mention it, you know. What's next there? Next week they're gonna say that Mark Henry is Kurt Angle's twin brother or something like this. I mean, come on. But, you know, the segment itself was good, I guess. It looked like they were really reuniting, even though you know, it's fake. It looked okay. The interview after the show was a bit cringy there. Very cringy. Oh, you guys look alike, of course. Of course, they look alike. Give me a fucking break, man. But, you know, The segment itself was okay, and this could be good. It could turn out to be a good thing. You know, Jason Jordan, like I said, he looks like a guy who could be a champion. Like a world champ, the perfect size, the look that McMahon likes there. You know, he has the look of a world champion. So if they give him this Kurt Angle gimmick, it could put him over, obviously, with Angle in his corner, stuff like this. Maybe Angle can turn heel and cheat and make him win the belt in a crooked fashion or something. They can do this thing where Angle trains him to become a better wrestler, and he's got all the skills, Angle's training him, blah 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 there. So I think this is going to be good for Jason Jordan. You know, it could make an extra main eventer in the future. Who knows there, but I don't know. You got positives and negatives on both sides there, and people, it should have been Chad Gable. It makes more sense with Chad Gable, but I don't know if Chad Gable has potential to be a world champion. He looks more like a little cruiserweight of some sort there. Jason Jordan looks like he can be a world champ, you know, so it might turn out to be a good thing there. Fifth match, the Revival defeated the Hardys. Revival using a bit of cheating or whatever. Obviously they were gonna win because they're a new team. They're presented like if they're a great tag team. They work well together or whatever. But I don't think this is going to be finished right away. I think they might have a couple more matches. This was a good match, I guess. And then the main event, Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. Good match, I guess. Two big heavyweights, some hard-hitting action there. And then Braun Strowman, ladies and gentlemen, his music hit. I kind of marked out a little bit. Holy fuck! And then Strowman just came out and beat the crap out of them. They tried to attack him 2-on-1. And Strowman just beat the shit out of them or whatever. So hopefully this is going to be a fatal four-way like people were talking about there against Lesnar at SummerSlam. This way they can still do Brock against Roman Reigns one-on-one at Mania. Or maybe Cena against Reigns. That would be more exciting there. But if they do have a fatal four-way at SummerSlam, it's going to be exciting. You don't know who's going to win, shit like this. Instead of it being obvious that Reigns is going to win there. If they have a fatal four-way, even Strowman can win or something. And I don't know if he's ready to be world champ there, but let's say Joe wins. This way Brock doesn't get beat and shit like this there, so hopefully something good comes out of this. I think Lesnar should drop the belt there. They need to have a full-time guy. One of the new talents, goddammit, needs to be the champion there. But yeah, I think this was a pretty good show. Next week they have a couple things set up that might be a bit exciting there. But yeah, good enough show this week, ladies and gentlemen. Kurt Angle, brother. The father of Jason Jordan there. Until next time, peace.